On Asia Down Under today, Oodles of Noodles, New Zealand's super fast food chain. Burn up those calories with the power of the pole and the work in the ground which keeps the Air Force on high. Hi and welcome to Asia Down Under. New Zealand's gambling industry has grown by leaps and bounds in recent years. While it was intended to improve tourism, its downside has been problem gambling, particularly in the Asian community. Geraldine Ramirez reports.
For many, the casino is just a fun night out. But for others, that's simply not the case.
I found after many years of gambling, no one liked me anymore. I was completely alone. Slowly, I began to hate myself too. I tried to stop gambling, but I couldn't. I couldn't trust myself, and I felt worthless. I started thinking, I want to die. Things would be better if I was dead.
Problem gambling affects up to 50,000 New Zealanders at any given time. This problem is magnified among Asian New Zealanders, who spend up to 5 times more than other ethnicities. 11 years ago, John Wong became aware of the impact gambling was having on the Asian community. He worked to establish an Asian service at the Problem Gambling Foundation and has been tirelessly helping people affected by this issue ever since.
Our organization is a professional and confidential and free service. We are there to help people. We are not there to judge people. So even though you have a lot of problems, we work with you together to sort out those things.
Under John's watch, the service has transformed. He was awarded a Queen's Service Medal earlier this year for his hard work and commitment to this service and the Chinese community.
So John built a service that went from nothing, that was really just him, into the service that we have now that encompasses 7 different languages and provides a huge range of services and support for a lot of the Asian communities of New Zealand. He's very connected and very involved and thoroughly deserves the QSM that he got earlier this year.
Of course, it's very happy, so surprised that I do not know I will get it. And then I also feel very humble that around me, all the people I work like me, works long hour, working for the community, involved with a lot of community, and they should also get it.
The real reward for John is not a medal, but seeing the growth and change of the people who use the service. Kim approached the Asian service earlier this year. After 8 years of gambling, loneliness and self-hatred, she decided to do something about her addiction.
When I first made the call to Asian Services, I was in a very dark place. My landlord had recently brought some men over to our house and threatened us, telling us to get out of the house. The worst thing was, because of my gambling, there was no rice and no food at all for my children, so they had to go without food. That made me really, really sad. My eldest son begged me, "Please, Mum, make a call to Asian Service." So I made the call and asked for help.
The service also provides support for the family members of people with gambling problems. Lily began receiving counselling through the Asian service when her husband's gambling got too much for her to handle on her own.
Sometimes he wouldn't come home for 3 nights at a time. When I asked him where he had been and had he been gambling, he would verbally abuse me, screaming at me and blaming me for his gambling problem. Other times he would be physically abusive. Our bank account was empty. I was not able to pay rent and we had delayed bills. Always it was me that had to deal with the financial difficulties.
Now her husband is also receiving counselling and things are looking much brighter.
Before getting counselling, I was restless and always anxious. Now I have peace in my mind. I'm happier now and have realised I'm not alone. My relationship with my husband is also getting a lot better. Before we didn't know how to communicate, and now we can.
So the more they talk about it, the stigma will become less. They understand that people involved with gambling, they are not a bad guy. They might be habit into that, or some people call it addicted to it, but there is some way to help them. So if they understand that way, they will see that, okay, this is all our problem. All together, we have to do something to change.
For many of his clients, the sentiments are the same.
Through my experience, I learnt that I should have sought help earlier. Seeking help from Asian services can completely change your gambling behaviour. Like me, you will definitely become a happier person.
There's no shame in seeking help. The statistics are showing more and more Asian New Zealanders are finding the courage it takes to make the first step and pick up the phone. If you'd like to talk in confidence about your gambling or the gambling behaviour of someone you know, make the call today to the Asian Service Hotline.